Hey guys, Maverick here again. Uh, I didn't actually plan on recording this match when I first did it, so this is a replay that you're seeing. But I couldn't help after I saw the result, the end result. It was just too damn good. And the match isn't necessarily action-packed or full of fun, amazing-looking dogfights and beautiful moves, but I still enjoyed it, and I hope you guys will too. Now my only problem is coming up with 17 minutes worth of commentary, because I fast-forwarded quite a bit throughout this thing, and it's still 17 minutes long. Definitely not a fast match. But I know I said earlier, one of my earlier videos, I'm going to do sort of try and be educational, so you guys can get some good edumacation out of this stuff, and informative about these planes that I fly. This is not one of those videos. I'm actually planning on starting up a series for that later on, hopefully soon, and I'm actually gonna go with planes in terms of their placement in the game. Actually, I'm going to start way down at the low tier, and I'm going to work my way up. And I'm just going to do like history and stuff about the plane. If you guys enjoy it, whenever it starts up, that's great. If not, you don't have to watch it. I'm not going to be like trying to whore myself out for viewers here or anything. I'm just going to post what I want, doing this, I guess, as a hobby. But I have some spare time, so I make these videos because I enjoy it. And I hope you guys enjoy it as well when you watch. Anyways, got my first kill right there in this match with the Spitfire Mark 5B. Now, the only major problem I have with this plane, I believe its speed generally caps out at about 325, I don't want to say miles per hour, but I believe that's what it is. It was the first actual production model of the Spitfire Mark V variant, which is pretty interesting. Oh god, I said I wasn't going to do it, but I still am. Anyways, first Mark V model, and it had a new engine, the Merlin 45, and a B-wing was fitted on it. Of course, I'll get into more detail on a lot of this stuff later on, because that's when I'll be doing the educational stuff for you guys to watch if you ever want to watch it. But right now, I guess I'm sort of going to talk in terms of the game, actually. But yeah, it capped out. It has a pretty good speed, but it can still be outrun by a few of the things out there. The thing I don't like about it, necessarily, the only complaint I have about it, is the fact that the Hispano-Suiza cannons in there, those two 20mm cannons that it has, that was the early, I can't remember if it's Mark 1 or Mark 2 model of it in there, but it has only 60 rounds of ammo because it was actually based off of the, I want to say Swedish, but I don't think that's correct, the Oerlikon FF, which actually there's a lot of most of the 20mm cannons that actually show up in this game are based off of that, the MG FF, and that the Germans have. The American, I believe the American 20mm are a spin-off of the Oerlikon. And it was an interesting cannon because the Hispano was actually gas operated. It was ran on a big piston rather than blowback, which I believe the original Oerlikon was operated by. But anyways, it was a closed bolt design, very interesting. Some of the Spitfires, not all of them, had a mechanical system, I believe, to actually operate it during flight. You push a button and it racks the bolt back. I'm not sure if all of them did. Well, I don't think all of them did at all, but some of them did, some of them didn't. But the problem with this early model of the Hispano is that it ran on a 60-round drum, so you only get to carry 120 rounds. Now, as you may see in many of my videos, and by many I mean the 5 that are here, my aim isn't the best. So I like to have lots of ammo, which is why I like the American 50 cals, which I actually haven't shown you any videos of me flying Americans yet. They're my favorite nation. But actually, at this point in the video, I'm not the last. Actually, I think I just became the last person. No, I did. One of the last people on my team alive that's a human player. Again. This one goes a bit better than the mission with the Zero that I flew. But yeah, that I almost said Heinkel. That Dornier 217 actually got shot down. I wish I had gotten the kill for it, but I didn't. Anyways, that guy right there. Earlier in the video, I believe it was him. I started shooting at a guy using a BF-109, and I damaged his flaps. Or not his flaps, but his elevator. And I thought, it said he was critically damaged. And this is why you should never do this. It said critically damaged, and he started diving. I don't know if he just started diving by his own accord and he was in total control, or if he was screwing with me. Either way, he ended up screwing with me, and he came back. And this guy gave me such a run for my money. The BF-109 can pretty easily outrun the Spitfire unless its engine is damaged. And that's what he did throughout most of this video. It's a big game of fast-forwarding cat and mouse between me and this guy until finally later on he ends up crashing and dying, of course, and I got the kill. Anyways, right there, one guy, enemy crashed on the runway, hoping he could land and repair, but surprisingly enough, this late in the match, the enemy AI ground forces have not captured that point, which they usually have by now, because it's very useful for bombers rather than going to the other island and flying back and forth to and from Malta every time they need to go. Anyways, Dornier 217 right dead ahead of me. So try to avoid a head-on, because a head-on with any sort of plane is never a good idea unless their aim is crappy. Oh wait, no, never mind, I'm sorry, that's not a Dornier. That's a Wellington. Dornier was earlier. But yeah, that's a Welly. Yeah, the guns on that thing. The German Premium Wellington, I have found that just fighting it, the guns are not the greatest. I believe there's still the 30 cals that are on it regularly. And look, he's set on fire, and I know I just said, if you critically damage a guy, don't just leave him. Yeah, I can be a bit of a hypocrite when it comes to that sometimes, but at this point, his wing is critically damaged. I can see he's obviously going down. If he pulls up from that, he's not going very far. So I leave him. And guess who's back? Right dead ahead of me, right there. Got that Spitfire, or not Spitfire, I'm sorry, BF-109. Decides I look tasty again, so let's fast forward a little bit and see what happens. And he disappears. Yay for disappearing 109s. Let's see. He's back, maneuvering, and like I said, he can outrun me easily, so my only chance of getting him, catching him, and killing him is when he turns, if I can get into a dive and follow him. And at this point, I'm actually talking to this guy. Well, trying to. He never really messaged back at all. He never really talked back at all. I was just talking to him, saying he was pretty good pilot. Kind of playing hide and seek, little ollie ollie oxen free. Come out wherever you are, whatever. So, and he never responded. And I even told him at one point he could probably win the fight if all he did was actually engage me rather than just doing this constantly. And there you go, I score a couple of hits on him. But this constant, not even really engaging me because he never shot at me except earlier in the video. But in the course of this little fight here, he never actually shot at me. And my engine in the Spitfire, this early Merlin engine, definitely not a great one. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't amazing. It overheated a lot running at 100%. And I had to run at 100% to be able to catch this guy. It was the only way I'd ever catch him, even in a turn. And so it's kind of a pain, because every now and then you'll see, like, right about here, right about here, I had to drop my throttle down to 0% again. I was tempted to just turn off the engine and glide for a little while, but I couldn't have done that this close to the water. But yeah, it's a pain, because trying to chase a guy down and your engine keeps dying like that doesn't really make you happy. Anyways, there he is. He's got some damage on his wings, a couple bullet holes, some holes. Looking at the AI here, that's an AI, that's an AI, and two more AI Heinkel 111s. I almost said 12s. Again, I'm tired. I always seem to be tired when I record this stuff. But yeah, anyways, he and I essentially both just say screw it, and we head back to our bases. At least I believe he headed back to his base. I don't know what he did, because he crashed at some point in the time period that I got to my base and landed. But yeah, I took off and landed so many times in this video. This is my second time landing. And I almost run... not this one. My third time landing, I almost run the plane off the runway because I came in too fast. Yeah, here we go again, back in the air. Look at those barrage balloons on the right. Those are nice. I like that they added those. And back up, if you can see, right in the center of the screen, sort of. A couple of specks flying around. Those two Heinkels, and at this point, I believe, the guy in the 109 crashes. And I gotta give props to him. He was a good pilot. He knew how to avoid the fight. He knew how to stay out of it and keep from dying. But anyways, yeah, going after this 111 again, and look, I'm almost out of cannon ammo again, because it's only 60 rounds of drum. Eventually, I believe it was the Hispano Mark V had belt fed, which allowed them to really increase how much ammo they put in the wings rather than a single drum. Anyways, yeah, out of ammo. Just going at this guy till he catches on fire. And there he goes. And pull off just in time before I crash into his behind. So yeah, he's on fire, he's burning, he's flying away. And now I'm looking up this 111 here. The other 111. Again, all out of cannon ammo. I'm using my 450... oh, I wish they were 50s. I'm sorry. 430 cals with tracer ammo, actually, because the Brits used incendiary tracers in their tracer belts. And there we go, the BF-109's dead. And the HE-111 is dead as well. But, yeah, they used incendiary rounds in their tracer belts, incendiary tracers. And here's the one where I almost run it off the runway, by the way. It's kind of funny, because I spin around and it's all at 8 times speed. It's kind of cartoonish. And right there. But, anyways, the only hope you have when you get up to these higher tier, quote unquote, even though this is just tier 2, I believe. Tier 2 or 3, one of the two, I don't remember. I'm not looking at the thing right now. But the lower tier planes, those little 303s, would kind of tear them apart because they were made of paper, wood, maybe a little bit of metal. But once they started getting the metal sheeting and the metal armor and all that stuff, they became inadequate unless you had armor-piercing incendiary, which the Americans loved, by the way, which is why I love the Americans. But your only real chance with the incendiary tracer is maybe get it into an engine or get it into the into a fuel tank, and set it off. And there's me looking at the Heinkel. Look at it from the Heinkel's point of view, because, I don't know, I would imagine this would be kind of stressful, a little bit unnerving if you were if all you were able to do was circle around, your gunners sucked, and you had a Spitfire just tearing away at you with the little 30 cals there. The tracers flying across your canopy and stuff. I got some actually pretty good cinematic shots in here. I would use them for a channel trailer whenever I make it, but I'm not actually going to make one of those until I can get footage without the Bandicam watermark, because I hate the Bandicam watermark. It takes away from the videos. But you can't have everything right away. You got to work for everything a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of follow this guy in from his point of view. And of course, let's slow this down a little bit. This is normal speed, actually. I was surprised at how slow this seemed to go in normal speed. Yeah, he can't do anything. He is just completely, might as well be dead. So, let's see. Everything looks better in slow motion, so we go super slow motion. And just watch. This is kind of cool. Like I said, everything looks cooler in slow-mo. And just watch as he plows into the ground. Boom, right into the side of the cliff. And I love how in War Thunder, when something crashes, it kind of goes into the ground a little bit and then bounces out, and watch as he slides down the hill. Anyways, it was great talking to you guys again. Good video. Hopefully I'll have some other stuff out soon. And as always, I'm Maverick, and fly safe.